welcome back to another exciting episode right here at the Gamers TV. And today we are talking about love and trust. Like, have you ever wondered why people be together? They are in a relationship, but then they're claiming that I don't trust you, but they're still together. They can't like break up, they can't like break the ties and say that, oh, I'm going to stay alone. I don't want you all die. So today with me, I've got Okoth Surampia on set, and this is your host, Uncle G. Call me Alex Ochieng, and of course, what I introduce people to be, who are they, and of course, they are women of steel. I don't know. So let me start with you.
My name is Esther Gitaranga. I am from the University of Nairobi. I take political science and psychology, and I'm the Secretary General of Women Students Welfare Association.
WOSWA, WOSWA in short.
Mm-hmm.
And yes.
Hi, I am Rosemary Kanye, a student, of course, at the University of Nairobi, taking Bachelor of Arts with a major in communications and a minor in political science. I am chair lady, Women Students Welfare Association, that's WOSWA, as he said, and we technically serve welfare of female students, and among all those issues is love. So we are glad to be here.
Mm-hmm. So the welfare among those ones is love. Yeah, so maybe I'm going So I am here to represent the boy child, the boy children, or whatever. So let me start. Someone will be asking, like, technically, what is WOSWA? Like, is it like an organization that only sides with ladies? Because in the past, like, I don't know if it's a misunderstanding that maybe WOSWA is more of a feminist kind of an organization. Is it like only sidelining men, am I in general?
The confusion that comes in when you talk about an organization serving matters of female students, or just technically women, people meet it with a lot of gender biasness. And that is a narrative that I've had to counter over and over again. And of course, we are not ignorant of the fact that our mandate is the female students. But in any case, in any point that we feel we can help in addressing any other social issue concerning even the male students, we come in handy because we have partners we work with that are not a women's thing. But they look into our agendas, they fund our activities, they work with us in all those activities. So anytime we can refer, at this point I believe WOSWA can only do at the point of referral, but our mandate still remains the female student.
It is generally not about fighting men. You know, people perceive it as if you're defending the girl child, it means you are against the boy child. But our take is that even these good men out here, you deserve ladies of substance. You deserve, you know, ladies who have something to bring to the table. So I don't see why you should fight such organizations or something like that, because when it is said that when you uplift the girl child, you uplift the society.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, I appreciate what you guys are doing. Like, from that brief introduction of what WOSWA is, you know, like, you're not.
But we are not extreme feminists.
But you are feminists.
Yeah. They are there.
They are feminists, but they're not extreme feminists.
No, people have the wrong idea of what feminism is about. Feminism is not a gender war. It is not about proving that we are better than men or trying to prove who is stronger than who. It is about fighting for our space in the society and showing that we also can do it. It is not about demeaning men. It is about claiming our position in the society, and especially in the position of leadership.
Right. No, we're not saying that being a feminist is wrong. Mark my words. Being a feminist is not wrong, but there's an extent or where now being a feminist, like, it translates to not toxic feminism, which is what we men like always say that we don't like, we don't support, but we support feminists, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so I know we are not here to discuss about WOSWA, but guys, you can see I started by saying that these are women of steel, and if you can see what they're doing, it is impactful, right? They're trying to change other people's lives. So back onto our topic of today, we have to talk about love and trust. I started by saying, like, why would you stay with someone and occasionally you hear them tell you that I don't trust you, and you also say the same thing back to them. So What do you think happens when partners, people who live together, keep on saying, I don't trust you, but then they are still together? What happens? Like, how does this affect their relationship? Let me start with Rosemary.
I don't know if I'll speak about this from my perspective of
Yeah, sure.
issues of trust. I believe you grow trust. Trust doesn't just come one day. You get into a relationship, you get into it blindly. But with time, you build trust. And with time, you have a choice of also killing this trust. Because this is something you have worked so hard, putting a lot of effort to build. Because you meet a stranger out there. Of course, if I meet you today as a stranger, I won't approach you from the perspective of I trust you blindly. But with time, when I get to know you and I feel like there are things you're doing and I can just follow you to some place blindly, that means we are making steps in building that trust. But along the way, you do things and I feel like, seriously, am I going to keep on trusting this person? So it's a question of give and take. I give you my trust, you take it and nurture it. But if you decide to break it, it will be lost.
So do you mean that would you like get into a friendship or maybe relationship with someone without trusting them? Like the trust is at level 0, then if you guys are like, we don't trust each other, but let's hit the road, let's see if we can like try working on this trust.
I am a strong believer it starts at 0, not trust at all. But with time, we build it. And that's where love also grows.
Do you agree with that?
Not really. Because, I mean, you have told me you love me, and for me to accept we are now in a relationship, it means that I trust the statement, the words that you just said, for me to have a binding agreement.
So do you trust the words or you trust the person who has spoken the words?
You trust the person who has spoken the words, because there are so many people who tell you the same words, but you believe this guy. It is not the words, it is the person who is saying the words. And I think you have the same ability to build trust and the same ability to break the trust. So what happens when people engage in a relationship? There is trust, but with time it breaks. Because trust needs to be shown through actions, through what you do. So in most cases, love and relationship, the days are good during the first few weeks because you have no doubt in whatever he does. There is no doubt, you just trust whatever he says, whatever he does. But with time, he does something and you're like, was I mistaken? Mm-hmm. He says something and no, I think he meant something and I didn't like it. So his next statement and the previous one do not match the energy. So that is where trust issues come in, and that is where relationships start to break.
So according to Esther, in the beginning there was Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. So to the men outside there, to the ladies outside there, if someone tells you they love you, even if you don't trust them, trust the Word. Cling on to that faith that maybe kesho itakuwa sawa. Let me ask you
I like the point you called, you stopped perceiving it as trust, you called it faith.
Faith.
The difference between my opinion and hers.
Ah.
It's a walk of faith. And then when you're still believing, the trust comes in.
So let me ask you one simple question. Mm-hmm. Don't you think it's, okay, because there's this day I mentioned about me, because actually I always believe, I'm a strong believer of not telling someone that I don't trust you, do something to earn my trust. You see? Because we're living in an era by people will fake. Because I know that if I meet you today, you'd want to see something that I've done. Maybe the same thing you'd say that you'd want to see maybe say actions or maybe what I say, right? Yeah. So you're waiting for me to do something that would make you feel like I should trust this guy. What gives you the assurance that this guy won't fake for you to earn the trust? Then if at all they were intentioned towards your life, they would do it, then go.
I'd say trust is very necessary in a relationship, but there are cases when you don't trust the person, but again, that is a question you pose. You don't trust the person, but you're in a relationship. There is that aspect of taking what you want. Like, you can see something, but you just refuse to see it, or he tells you something, clearly it shows that there's something that is very wrong, but you don't want to take it because you feel like, me, I am into this guy. I don't want to leave him. He's saying some words that are suggestive. There is something that is very wrong, but you don't want to take it. So at that point, there's no trust, but you're still in the relationship.
Oh, okay.
Because like, there's that aspect of people, you've told your friends, you've told your people, and like, this is my guy, you know, and stuff, you're bragging, yeah. And then at that point, amekuja, there are some funny chats in his phone, and you don't trust them, but you're thinking of, what if my friends know tumeachana after all this time?
What is funny? What is funny chats? What is funny chats?
Like, chats that are suggesting that he's cheating or he's in another relationship or something, like he doesn't regard you, you know. But because you're afraid of those social aspects, you choose to stick. So at that point, you're just in a relationship, okay, but there's no trust.
Okay, let me ask this. What do you ladies always like refer to as cheating? I want to, because maybe it's something different from us. So what do you guys like consider cheating? Let me start with Rosemary.
My perspective of cheating is quite weird, because if you're going out there and giving sex to someone and I'm not aware, it happens.
So if
the soonest women start accepting, you will not be the only one, and it's some sort of nature with guys. The sooner we can heal this, investing a lot of energy into cheating, because mine cheating comes in when you're emotionally attached to that other person. When you have a problem, you're going through something, and I'm not the first person who comes into your mind. Because I believe if we are doing this, we are loving and we are doing a relationship, if you're going through stuff, I'll be the first person you'll think of to come talk to and try to get a solution. But if you're going to that other woman, then at that point you've cheated. So but if you just went out there and it was a moment, as you all say, a moment of weakness, and you did whatever you did, and that other woman didn't come in and interfere or try to disrespect me, I have no business caring.
So if you are dating someone, then they just go outside then maybe sleep with other people, you don't have any problem with that?
I am not saying I am okay with you sleeping with a bunch of 20 others, like every other day, but I'm saying as long as I never get to find out, of which cheating only goes wrong if I find out. But if not all, most of you are existing in that space.
Like you are saying that, according to you, cheating is only when your partner is involved emotionally with someone else.
When the sex now becomes emotions and you're almost like having another relationship besides what me and you have.
And so what if the sex continues but then there's no emotion? Is that cheating?
If the sex continues like a second, that as
long when
I find out and you're not able to explain.
Okay. So if my explanation would be like, okay, I'm sorry babe, but we are not emotionally attached, we're just...
No, you don't slap me with that. That is for me to find out. At the point where I'm finding out, if you do it and I never find out, what you don't know doesn't kill you. It's not your business. But if I find out, if I'm going to the shop and everyone is looking at me, yes, imagine she's the one getting cheated. You know, when it starts now affecting me, or now coming into my space and disturbing my peace, that's going to be cheating, and I won't take it lightly. But when it's happening out there and
we don't get to know,
and I'm putting so much effort into finding out, you know, the thing is, when you get into a relationship and you want you guys to be tied like this, you forget yourself and now you're about this relationship. That's when aspects of cheating come in. But when you get into this and know I am my own self, he's his own self, and we're just having a kind of coexisting and partnership with each other, and you don't drain your attention and time into finding out what he does what, then you will never have peace. Because I believe at some point I also sit down and I fantasize about someone else besides him. Am I cheating? Are we now going to start defining what is normal human nature and quoting it and making it look so bad that we are wasting so much time in things we cannot change?
Okay, let me ask you a simple question before we go to Esther. Do you believe there's emotional cheating? Like when you don't get like you guys don't get physical, but then you cheat on your partner with someone else.
Yes, there is. And
So
that
let me
is
ask.
what-
So let me ask you. What do you mean by it's normal way of nature? You think about someone else other than your partner.
It depends on with how you're thinking about them. There's that. Not when I was saying that, I said fantasy.
Yeah.
Maybe I was in a relationship before we even started this. I am taking my time healing and what have you. There was what we used to do back then. And you don't imagine because I'm in this relationship, I'm just going to erase that part of my past. It takes time. And it's a process. So if I am doing that, that doesn't mean I am cheating. But then, if I now start calling this guy when me and my new person, or the new dude, we are having issues and I'm calling my ex, and I am sharing, and I am telling him, oh, kuko hivi, sijui nini. When I am not giving that chance for me to move on now, transition from what was then and what I have now, and it's even affecting what I have now, then that is emotional cheating. When it has effect on what I am doing right now or this new relationship. But when it's just something I can like sit 2 minutes in the office and I'm having coffee and someone is, oh, my husband did, and I remember the guy in my past, he used to do, but this one is not. And then I come back to reality and I'm like, that was just the past. It's part of healing. It's part of transition.
Yes, what do you think about that?
We may think we have a problem today because we have gotten to the point of there are so many cases of cheating such that we are making it look like it's normal. You know, the fact that I don't know that you're cheating does not change the fact that you are cheating. A relationship is a commitment. There were these so many other girls out there, but you chose to settle down with me.
Yeah, just like you also decided to settle down with me.
Wow.
Thank you. Let's proceed. Because yeah, there are also other so many men outside there. I'm trying to tetea mavijana.
Yeah, on a serious note, you see, it is, we sat down and we agreed we are going to be in a relationship, me and you, not with other people. Of course, it will only affect me when, after I have come to know, and it will become chaotic and dramatic, but it doesn't change the fact that he's cheating. Myself, I cannot tolerate cheating. You cheat, it is done. Like, I don't have to fight for something, or cheating is disrespect for me. Because that means you're lying to me. It means there is some aspect that you want in me that is not there. That's why you're going to look for it elsewhere. So I am just not enough, so just go get her. Uyo mwenye unataka.
Allah.
Yeah, so cheating
So
is cheating.
it
Whether I know or I don't know, it remains to be cheating.
But then I'm just worried when the cheater and the victim, of which I put it in quotes, like in her case, if she is the victim, then in her mind, she says this guy is looking for something that I don't have. At what point do you allow now the cheater to make this about you? And maybe my perspective of how I choose to perceive this helps me to just, like she said, if it goes to an extent I can't handle it anymore, I'll move on. But now when you move on from the perspective of what did I do? What did I lack? Then you carry on other mental issues from, because a cheater is a cheater. They don't cheat because there's something you're not doing. They don't cheat because you behaved in a certain way. They cheat because it was a personal choice.
No, when I said the point of it is because I lacked something that you wanted, my point is I am not going to settle for being an option. That is my point. Like, it doesn't mean that I will reduce my worth or start seeing myself as something low or was not enough for you. It means we are not compatible, and that was just not meant to be. He was the wrong choice, and therefore you need to move forward and look for the right man. It's not about making myself
in that,
yeah,
but
it
the
is not
moment
about making
it,
myself look less or something like that. It is about, no, there's something, you know, it doesn't mean that he's wrong maybe it is true, this is the kind of woman he wants. But then he thought I was that. With time, he realizes that Esther doesn't have this quality that I thought she had. It is okay until that point. Now the problem comes when he doesn't tell me, he goes on to do other things and I have to discover through other means. That is where disrespect comes in. And of course you cannot be in a relationship with someone who disrespects you.
Let me ask, like, would you mind if your partner kept contact with their exes?
It depends with the kind of contact. Myself, I'm not enemies to someone I dated in the past.
High five.
I mean, it was a learning process. Kama you were not meant to be, you won't force things.
You see, when my exes home nakuwa converted to like less on suku inde mshata.
No, you don't have to get emotional and go on social media and start saying sijui men are trash, men are dogs, men are sijui what. You know, you were just not meant to be. That is why breakups don't have to be something violent, something ya matusi. Just agree. Enyewe, we thought ilikuwa iende hivi, but haikuenda vile tulikuwa tuna expect.
Yes, no, that is now a sober Esther talking.
Yeah.
Tell us now the mad Esther mwenye imekuwa broken. And now you've realized from like ukipita tu pale kwa mamboga ukapata pale kwa jaba ukasikia wanaume wanasema Kevo nani alikuwa pale. So how do you always like handle that?
Myself, I don't hold back my tears. My tears are my therapy. So like, I will not let you make me look like I was desperate for you, like I'll die without you. I'll feel bad, of course, because I had committed myself to you. But then you disappointed that. I'll just go sit down somewhere, just lock myself and be alone, listen to sad music and cry. And
sad music ndio gani sasa?
You know, Kina Beberesha, there are these people. There are those artists who just have these songs for those moments. You know, we have so many of them. You listen to this music and then it hits hard. You cry, and then when you get out of there, no, you don't just forget. It is a process, but then you become a bit sober in the way you're handling it. Me myself, I can never go and start shouting at him and start fighting na kurarua manguo and something. I mean, okay, I wanted this with you, but it hasn't worked out. It doesn't mean that my life is going to stop there. I'll move on with time and I will continue. You are the one who was lost anyway. Because myself, I was committed. I was doing everything to make it right. But you didn't commit yourself, or you didn't do what you were supposed to do. So it is not me who lost, it is you who lost.
Alright, so I know that this show has been short, right? Because it's a part one. I know we have to talk about trust and love and all those things, keeping contact with your exes. I don't know how can it affect your relationship. It's something that is very broad. So we'll leave this episode at this point, but of course you definitely have to watch for like the second episode, the continuity of continued episode of this one. So like, how does keeping contact with your ex lead to mistrust between you and your current partner, and what other effects or other things that come with it? Because unasikia mtu maybe ameuliwa na mtu, is it because of the point that we guys don't want to let go, like umechana mtu leo but you still have to cling on, because you know it's a process, like it's something that has to be like a therapy session. So like if I have to forget about someone today, I have to do it today, tomorrow, and continuous for me to fully overcome the temptations of maybe wanting to go back with them, to maybe, you know, like it's a broad thing that we can discuss today as a package. That's why we're saying that watch out for part 2 right here at Gamers TV, Gamers Youth Talk Show. And of course, feel free to comment down there. Tell us what you think about this topic. Tell us what about trust, mistrust between partners, between couples, between anything else, because I know it's something broad. Actually, I had you mention something to do with people confusing relationship with situationships and with friends with benefits. Unaweza kuwa kwa relationship mwanzoni uko na mtu mwenye anakuona kama friends with benefit. Akitaka kitu anakuja. Wewe ndio uko hapo umeshikilia, this is my babe, this is my boo. So yeah, it's only here Gamers Youth Talk Show that we bring to you same guest with the same unique opinions to discuss with you that. So guys, this is Gamers Talk Show. Subscribe, share, like, comment. See you all.